Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of Not a Game. I'm your host, Not, and today we'll be doing a little bit of pseudocode. I don't have a good articulation for the definition of pseudocode, but it's effectively outlining what you have to program in more programmy, in a more programmy format. I'm sorry, I don't have a better way to explain this. If you look it up online, I'm sure there's like a very well articulated definition for it, and you'll be able to, follow along somewhat, somehow. Let's scroll down all the way here. Actually, no. Without further ado, let's actually begin the process of breaking it down. Yeah, break it down. So we kind of have a little bit, just a little bit of pseudocode right here. This is the very beginning. So what we kind of have to do here, right, is expand upon these until they're almost, not quite, you don't have to, I mean, the more detailed the better, but they're almost like close one-to-one in terms of how you would have your program do things. You have to explicitly state many things that you otherwise would, go, oh hey, that's totally normal, right? It's kind of like if I told you to like catch, right? And I throw a ball at you, you don't think, okay, so I'm gonna take like 2 steps to the left, right? I'm gonna readjust my position here, and I'm gonna lift my right arm and my left arm above my head because the ball is I don't know, like say roughly 1 meter overhead, right? And then I'm gonna bend my knees a little bit. Then I'm going to make my muscles, like tighten my muscles, and then release them, right? And so that makes me jump. And that's like okay, and then like when my hands, being in the air, right? They're in the air, and so when my hands are like just around the same height as the ball, and I kind of have that look. I have to check, right? I need to use my eyes to see that as well. I want to clamp them down, right? And like get a really good grasp on the ball. Yeah, we don't think about that. Not always. It's a little bit more automatic, a little bit more subconscious, right? You're kind of like, okay, there's a ball coming at me. I'm just gonna jump and catch it. That's just how you describe things, right? And you don't think too much. But in this case, we kind of have to break all of that down. That's what we're going to do right here. It's not going to be actual code because I have no idea what language we're going to be programming this in yet. So for now, pseudocode. Yes. And that we kind of have the main body of execution, right? Depending on what language you're using, it's kind of like, defining main, right? Just kind of there. Kind of like, I mean, in terms of like, what was it, like C, right? You just kind of need a main function, even if it's empty, right? You just need it. It's just there. And that's that. It just is, and it compiles, it doesn't do anything, but it's recognized as, a legitimate piece of C script that C coding that you can, convert into, compile and turn into actual like binary so that the computer actually knows what to read. But regardless, Yeah, that's the main thing. And so, with the main body, right? We have loop through gameplay, right? And our gameplay, if we scroll down here, I think, no, where is it? Okay, yeah, okay, right. Here's the actual gameplay loop, right? This is what the player sees. So, you're looking at, oh boy, a couple things. I'm not sure how I actually want to build this. Okay. Design, yes. This is the design process. You could call it that, yes. That's a very good question. Design. Okay. I think what okay. Let's take a look at the really big picture, right? Okay. I boot up the game. And then there's kind of this, what do you call it? Yes, there's the loading screen, right? And then the start menu. Kind of like, okay, so start game, load, new game, right? Load save, options, and exit game. Something like that. And then, from there, we click on, let's say, start game, and you get some sort of, oh, hey, cutscene, right? And, it throws you out into the overworld. In our case, I don't think we need an overworld. As simple as this is very, very simple. This isn't really even like 2D, top-down 2D. Like at bare minimum, like I'm just thinking text, because we're lazy here. We want to keep things as simple as possible, and yeah. So for now, we just kind of keep everything just in text. I think that's a good start. And it may get a little bit messy when we decide to add actual like images and visuals, but for now, that's that. And I mean, I have a good idea on how I could probably slap that in without breaking everything in one go. It shouldn't be too difficult, I don't think. Maybe. It may not be efficient, but hopefully it works. And it makes sense. I think that's probably more important than being efficient. Okay. And let's see here. Right. And so, normally, like, maybe if this was, a little bit more developed of a video game, you would, pop up in some overworld and you would be able to walk around in it, right? Press the A button and interact. But and probably enter buildings and interact with whatever you need to interact with in order to raise your monsters. So at bare minimum. Let's just say we have a menu, right? So, okay, and if we have a menu, right? It's just gonna be a menu. There's gonna be a menu, like the right side of your screen or something. It's gonna have all sorts of options, like train monster, go to tournament, you know, check on your monsters, go to shop, and that's all you need. I think that's the like 4 main items that we have right now, right? Yeah. So like visit, shop, go to tournament, right? Trade. And we probably want something to check status. Okay, so I'm going to go into here, and this kind of means, right? We need menu. We need a menu, and menu contains monster status, trade, monster, enter for tournament, and oh, what was the last one again? Ah yes, visit area. And for now we just have shop, right? Yeah. And that's menu. If I go, let's put this right, main body. In terms of pseudocode, we would do something like run menu, right? You would run menu, and menu would kind of loop through options. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Right, it'll loop through options, and so you could have all of these available, right? And then, oh, maybe for the sake of like wit, right? Just like a nice wit option, we can have that, and that'll just make sure it's kind of like, oh, you have like the ability to just exit the game in game instead of hitting whatever hard stop shortcuts you have to press, like Alt F4, right? No, it does not give you diamonds. Do not press Alt F4. It does not give you diamonds. That's a scam, chat. Okay. And each of these options will then, I suppose, call another thing. Haha, okay. Other than that, I think we want to also run clock. And our clock is going to be... No. I don't want... Calendar, yeah. Yeah. So we're gonna have a calendar, right? And the calendar kind of, this is a more of a visual thing, but at the minimum, I want this display, time and date, right? I want to display time and date. Current time and date, right? Display current time and date. And then I suppose I also display important events, upcoming important events. Hi. Notte. Hello there. Welcome. You are just in time to take a look at some very, very amateur pseudocoding going on here. If you're lost, well, good luck. I am... I'm about to lose track of oh yeah, okay. Where was I? Yes, calendar. Right, and so we run the main body, right? And like maybe we have like a oh yeah, in terms of visuals, right? We probably want some like background, right? And the background is like just display background based on area, right? And that's all it needs to do. Of course, like we're gonna have to like end up breaking this down. Like, where do we get our images, right? How do we generate our background? You know, and what areas have different backgrounds? When do we need to switch? Stuff like that. But for now, I think that's just how it goes. And yeah. Oh, I can't just like have all of these. Yep. So the main body basically generates a background for you, right? It boots up the calendar and it boots up the menu for you, and the menu is just kind of there forever, for now. I mean, maybe you might end up with a button that you can pop to, well, a button that you can press to open up a menu or two, right, and close it. But for now, it's just gonna be there. It's gonna be to the right of your screen or something, basically, all the time, every time. Then I suppose we kind of need time and date. Yes, I think in the game we want minutes. Don't really matter. I think we're gonna take a day by hour chunk. 24 hours a day. As per standard. Even though this is a fantasy world setting of sorts, we're still going to end up using just, you know, regular time. 24-hour chunks. No, actually, 24 is a nice number. We have 6, 3, 4, and 2. Get it? Yeah. 1, 12. Oh yeah, good numbers. Good numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. All happy. Or do I want to split it into like 60? Because that would give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 7 is gone. 8 is sort of dubious, but we do have 4 and 2. 9 is whatever. We do have 3 and 6. And we have 10. As divisible round number. Okay, I digress. 24 for now. So, monster status. It's gonna call status. And status is going to, I guess, open a new menu. It's gonna pop up in a new menu for us. Then what do we need? Oh, I almost forgot. Okay, let me hold that thought. I will work on status first. And I think I want to pick. I want to select monster, right? Because I'm going to assume that we can hold multiple monsters. It's going to be very awkward this early on, I feel. I may or may not have to limit this to, you know, different Okay, wait. Wait. If I'm going to select a monster, uh, if I'm going to have multiple monsters, right? Let's make this a little simpler for us. Ranch. Okay. Ranch? Let's say we have like some sort of monster ranch, right? And okay, status will go somewhere else. So ranch kind of opens up a select the monster you wish to interact with. Yes, I think that makes sense. We're gonna select the monster you wish to interact with. And after selecting the monster, we can check status. We can trade monster. Okay? So that goes into status, and that goes into trade. I think that makes sense. Yes. I like where this is going. Okay. And then that means we don't need to select monster. Oh, right. This also effectively pop opens a new menu. Yes. At this point, we are going to be menu diving. Average RPG experience. Opening 3 different menus to access what you need. Yeah. That's just how it is. In a more, I don't know, visually like appealing and interactive sense. Even then, oh, I don't know. Actually, if it were like a little bit more, visually interactive, and you did have like a top-down 2D or 2.5D or just like a medium where you could, have the character walk around and everything, it would make more sense to kind of just have your monsters out and roaming about, and you could just, walk up to them and interact with them, and that would just pop up the status from the get-go. Yeah. Oh well, but the way we're doing these, I think it works out. Okay, this pops up with a new menu. Displays all sorts at HP, attack, etc. Yeah, we'll go into like more of the nuances here. Like, yeah, you're gonna have to give me like all of these, right? Print all of, oh, not print, but like display all of them. Maybe it's print, maybe it's not. Who knows? Something like that. And maybe display equipment. No. Held items? Do we want held items kind of like Pokemon? I don't think we want that. That gets kind of iffy. Yeah. All sorts of stats. That's just status. That's exactly what it does. Keep it simple, keep it clean, right? It might look like, why do we need like a whole, new chunk of stuff? oh man, how would I explain this? Yeah, it might be like, okay, so like, you know, we have like 2 lines saying like what it does, right? It's like, okay, yeah, I get that. That's fairly simple. Why can't we just, you know, like put this, um, why can't we just like slap this right in here, right? It's like, oh no, because the more we break it down, right, the easier it'll be for us when I want to move things around, right? So maybe I kind of go, okay, well, maybe I want to remove branch entirely, right? And so even if I remove branch entirely, because status is its own standalone kind of deal, right? We could just move that up to the menu. It'd be like, okay, yeah, the menu you can access status through the menu now. It totally works. So, what is it? It's not abstraction. It's another term. Oh man, I mean, abstraction is part of it, right? But it's the other term. That's okay. It probably will come back to me, and if it doesn't, too bad. And so train is a little bit. Oh. And I probably want exit. I want something that lets me exit the status, right? And go back? Yeah, go back. Go back option. Go back to menu. Go back. And in this case, I want a go back to ranch. Go back to ranch option. Yeah. Go back, close menu. Yeah. Okay. And this menu has provides trading options, and let's say we have a like, okay, I got it. There's gonna be a lot of trading options, right? So I'm going to do a stat train stat, train stats, train potential. Wait, what potential? Potential value. Yeah, okay. Train potential, train stats, train potential value. Actually, let me rename that to combat stats, right? And then what other training methods do we have? I think that's it. That's it for now. And then C-train? I'll call it C-train, and we're gonna call this P-train, right? And combat train pops open yet another menu, and you get to select the stat you want to train. And then it trains the stat, and possibly decreases monster affection. There. I think that works out. Possible. Yeah. Oh! Hang on. Forgetting very important thing. Train skills. S-train. Yes. And then we have S-train here. And that pop in a menu. Select the skill you want to train. Select the... Oh, okay. This gets a little fancy. Because remember, we have all of this just to develop one attack move, or one heal move, or just one action. We take into consideration all of these numbers. Oh yeah. And that means... Huh. And you might be seeing a little trend here in that a lot of these pops open in menu. And you might be wondering, okay, not if there's anything you may want to try and do, right? It's make something that makes the menu for you, right? And oh yeah, totally. I'm gonna actually do that. I need like generate menu. What's up? Everything for a menu pop up, right? So like visual borders, text, stuff like that. I think we just need that. Just as a thing. Yeah. Do I call it menu generation? Yeah, let's call it menu generation. There we go. Select the... You select the skill, right? Then you select the skill, the trait you want to develop. And deduct possible cost. Yep. Deduct possible costs. Yep, training costs, right? So you select your skill, you select your trait, then it trains. Then it trains the trait value. I think a better way of representing this is increasing, right? And oh, did I say deduce? I meant deduct. Deduct cost. Something like that. Of course, we might decrease monster attraction. I'm gonna leave that alone for now. Something like that. And alright. Fix the player back to secret training. Right. So like after all of this, right, you go pops up in your menu, then you have to select your stat, which is like maybe another menu that I may or may not have abstracted. And you make your choice, and I guess the game tells you, okay, you know, your numbers increase, your numbers decrease, and then after all that, we go all the way back to C-Train, the menu, right? But okay, so then you're back to selecting like what stat you want to train again, right? Then with S-Train, right, it goes back to this part, right? Yeah. And we have, what is it, P-Train? Yeah. Pops open menu, select, the potential you want to train, right? Increases the potential. We deduct costs, then the player back to P-Train right here. And the main reason why we divide all of these menus, all of these training menus, even though you may or may not have noticed that they kind of do the same thing, just on different numbers, right? Is because I'm thinking there's gonna be a lot to keep track of, so I kind of break everything down into like a little bit more organized sort of deal, so that it's easier to read, right? So you're not going. It's not like you're opening like the train menu, and you just have this whole entire array of names and numbers that you just have to, you know, select. No, that's a little bit overwhelming, right? So like, okay, you know, I have no idea what I'm pressing. I have no idea what I'm selecting, right? That is too many words on the screen. Right. Numbers, woohoo! Yeah. So that's kind of what we just define everything. So it kind of makes a little bit more sense on, oh yeah, okay, I'm increasing these sets of numbers, right? that's kind of what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. And then ornament. Ooh, that's gonna be okay. I'm gonna put that off. We're gonna go visit area. So visit area. Visit. This, you know, pops open a menu, right? You select the potential. I mean, at this point, I could probably abstract it and go, okay, you know, we don't really need this in everything. It's kind of implied, you know, by now. Like, yeah, I just want a menu where I can select everything every time. This is menu the game. Select, not the potential, my bad. Select the area you want to visit, right? And it's gonna go, okay, shop. Huh. Well, that puts you in a very awkward position, I think, because remember, if you're on a ranch, right? I mean, technically, ranch is one of the areas you can visit, and so is the tournament. Right? But I guess if we break it down, right? You don't want to always hit, okay, I'm gonna go visit the area, I'm gonna go visit the ranch, or I'm gonna go, you know, the ranch and the tournament are pretty much like the main places you're gonna continuously visit. So putting that in front of, at the very face of your menu makes a little bit more sense. It's pointless button press that you have to go through. Blah, blah. This area. Okay, so this is like miscellaneous areas. You have your shop, your park. I don't know. Maybe I want the shop to go right here, right? Like, shop, right? I wanna go here. Maybe. All depends on the design. But the beauty of this is that, once I make this shop block, right? Select the item, select the item that you want to buy, right? This goes into a little bit more detail later. We have to do like, okay, so you want to buy 5 of these, that'll be like 10 gold or whatever, right? Actually, let's make it easier for me. You can only buy 1 item at a time. 1 item at a time. But select the quantity of the item, right? And over here, I think we might say there may be limited stock. That might be something interesting to work with. Give the player the items, deduct cost, send player back to shop menu, right? And of course, I think popping open a menu sort of implies, oh, where is it? Just set up a go back button, go back option, which just kind of moves you back to the previous menu. So like if I was in train, right? Want to go back? It'll send me back to static. It'll send me back to ranch. Something like that. Yeah. And if I'm in ranch, right? It's a menu. I say I want to go back, right? Go back option. Well, just take me back to the big menu. And menu, just menu. You have a quit. That's it. Yeah. So, if I wanted shop here, it could just call shop. And we could be like, okay, yeah, that works. But no, I want to put it under visit. The visit has shop and park, right? And we can have a little park here, and park kind of pops open in a menu, and you get to select the different interactions with your pet, your monster, and maybe possibly interact options to talk to NPCs, right? Something like that. And that's it. That's for park. And you might be going, well, if that's like only 2 different things, we don't necessarily need the option to visit. We can just kind of put shop and park into the main menu. And yeah, that would make sense. I think. But yeah, that would make sense. But the idea here is we're gonna add a lot more stuff into this. So we're gonna set up a good skeleton or basically adding more things if we want to, I think. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna set up a skeleton. Yeah. That's the idea. It's gonna be like a good skeleton where, you know, if you wanted to add more things, then you can do that. Oh boy. And then we have tournament, right? Tournament. Well, first thing is you pop up a menu, select tournament level, right? Maybe you might want like difficulty. And after you select tournament level and difficulty, level difficulty challenge. I guess no, I mean that's a simple way to do it. I guess I kind of want to do like a display possible tournaments, right? Depending on how far you progress, you can select like potentially higher level difficulties and whatnot. Yeah. And so after you select your difficulty, right, it will generate a group of random generate a group of monsters. You have to fight. Not a group, a number. So generate a number of monsters you have to fight. So all these monsters will be pre-generated, right? And you may or may not know what you're going up against, but that's part of the fun. Then after we generate them, we initiate battle. So finally we actually get the battle's theme, right? And we kind of go, if player wins, no, then after all the battles are done, give the player rewards based on ranking. Right? So if you get like first place, you get the highest rewards, and so on and so forth. I could maybe set up a bracket, right? Maybe set up a bracket and simulate wins and losses, right? And so like, you know, the player will be going up the bracket, you know, with everyone. And, you know, you could maybe like display sort of you could display sort of the bracket as your visual and kind of draw that red line marking the player's progression. Maybe that's a potential. That's possible, right? Make a what do you call it? Oh wait, we already have that. I don't need anything else. Okay. And then that means we kind of want to call battle. So 1v1. Only one monster versus monster scene. Right. And display monsters. Display HP bars. Display HP bars, right? Provide combat menu. And I think, yeah. Combat menu. Combat menu. Combat menu, we have a, what do we want? Right. Select between skills. Select between skills. Normally, right, if we're talking about Pokemon, you may or may not have the option to grab items. I mean, not grab, but use items. Then, you have another option to switch, and you have another option to run, right? Okay. So, we have skills, forfeit, and items. Actually, I probably want items after skills. I'm not sure how items will come in handy here, but yeah. So you choose between these, right? And with skills, select between the different trained skills, right? Item, pick an item to use, and then forfeit, lose the match, ends battle scene, right? You're right. And then okay, after that, right? The game determines your opponent's move, and then we just simulate the interaction between the two selected moves, which is kind of like what skill goes first. What goes first? Items have massive priority, right? Numbers crunching, right? Damage, recovery, yeah, right? All of that. So it goes down, and then they apply skill cooldowns, if any, right? Then loop. So we want to loop this until a monster HP hits 0. Yeah, that's pretty much the condition. It's 0 or below. Now, you know, I could set stuff up so that it's kind of like, okay, you know, your HP just can't go below 0, right? Maybe you want to do a little bit of funny overkill. So that's that. I think that looks nice. And that's battle. That's just battle. Or we forfeit. Or forfeit, right? Ends battle C prematurely. Yeah. Initiate battle. Continue initiating battle. For each opponent monster in the tournament. Right. So all the battles are done. Player loses. Yep. And I think we just got a working, almost, somewhat of a working pseudocode setup, right? Does this all make sense? Let me run this through for you. I think it makes sense to me. We have a main body, right? The main body, you know, runs a background. We generate a background. We pop open our main menu, and we just have a little calendar sitting up somewhere. We'll work a little bit on that later. We'll insert stuff like maybe like right here, progress the time and date, right? After training. You know, we might need that. In fact, I might do something like progress time, right? And then we can do something like a calendar. Progress time, moves, calendar, numbers, forward by an arbitrary value. Yeah, the calendar system is something like Persona. That's kind of the way you can see it. Yeah. Except, I suppose, I mean, I guess it depends on what Persona you're playing, but I do want to keep this a little bit more, like, down to the, like, hour. Not exactly like you have a morning, afternoon, and evening sort of deal. And you can do, like, 3 activities or something. Maybe I might do that. That might actually work out in my favor. Yeah. That might actually work out in balancing favor. Yeah, but that is the idea. Yeah, you have the right image. You have the right image in your head. Yes, that's good. Right, and this arbitrary value is just, you know, determined by, like, numbers calculations. Like, okay, you know, I want to train my stat from, like, I want to train, like, my attack from 10 to 100, right? And that might go, okay, well, you're going to need 90 hours to do that, or something. And you're going to need a lot of money. And so, you know, we calculate that, we go into, like, progress time, and it's like, alright, we're going to fast forward by 90 hours. Something like that. Yeah. I think that makes sense. So we have all of this now. And so whenever we need to progress time, we can just, call progress time. And calendar will show up for us. It'll always be in there, in the back of your screen right there, just looking at you. Okay? Okay. Yep. And then we run our menu. A big menu. And so we take a look at our menu here. And we're like, okay. I can do ranch, I can select enter tournament, or I can, visit an area. And so, I want to go to ranch, right? Then this takes me over here. It's like, alright, so which monster do you want to interact with? And once you interact your monster, you can select whether to check stats, or training. And then you go back to, you have the option to go back, right? And that's kind of, I think I slapped that built into menu generation, right? Pop up with a new menu. I can do like menu generation, right? Since we're gonna just be like slapping a whole bunch of menus left and right. I'm gonna simplify that simplify the process for us a little bit. We don't have to like program in making a new menu every single time, right? From scratch. No, I can just say, okay, yeah, I need to do a menu generation. Pull that over. Yeah. And then you can do, check status, right? And status pops up the menu, and it displays everything. Maybe have like different screens, menus for that skill potentials, which makes sense, right? Since in Pokemon you have like description, right? Where you called it, what it likes. Then you have your next screen, which is kind of like its moves. You have your another screen, which is like its stats. You have another screen for whatever, right? Like your beauty contest badges, something like that. Yeah. I think. So in this case, like we could swap between like, okay, show me your stats, and it just shows you your nice stats. Like, show me your skills. Okay, here are the skills, right? Like, show me potentials. Okay, here are the potentials. Nothing too fancy. Very, very direct, it's not like giving you everything in one go. It's giving you exactly what you're asking for. That kind of deal. And it's like, okay, I want to go back. And so we go back to ranch. And say, okay, now let's say I want to go train my monster. So we move all the way to train. Uh-oh. Did, my size squeeze anything? I don't know. Okay. I kind of messed with the border of my notepad accidentally. I think it's good now. Hopefully. Yeah. You probably don't see it. I think that's a good thing. Maybe. Okay, where was I? Right. So then, we have options, or 3 options. We can go train our stats, train our skills, and train our potential. And all of that kind of says, okay, we increase your number, we take your money, we progress the time, and then we send you back to asking if you want to train another another stat, right, of the same menu. If you don't, you can go back and you can go to train again. You select your skill. If you then you're stuck in there until you actually really want to exit. And this kind of helps to play around a little bit if you have a good excess of money, right? And you want to say train multiple times in one go, or like in multiple increments, right? And you're like, well, I don't exactly know how much I need to train, so I'm gonna like train by like 5 stats per run. And instead of having to, it's after training, right? Instead of getting booted back to maybe like the OG train menu, like, okay, now I have to go and say, okay, I want to train combat stats again. No, it just keeps you in combat stats. So you may or may not be able to spam a little bit faster. It's one less menu you have to go through most of the time. I don't know. Actually, maybe you might want to go back to the train menu instead. That's something to think about, but I think it should be a relatively easy swap, right? Depending on how I want to run things. Okay, yeah. And we have visit, we have park, we have tournament, we have battle. Battle flow is, kind of self-explanatory. The loop, you set up everything. You have your options. Once you pick your options, the game runs those options. And you just keep on doing it until someone gets knocked out. Life is good. And then it ends the loop. After it ends, it just takes you back to somewhere, I don't know where. We'll have to determine that later, but yeah, that's design. I think that's kind of all we have. Is there anything else I kind of want to do? Well, I mean, it's not really like line to line, right? I'm not like programming something like if HP is greater than or equal, less than or equal to 0. And then I'm going like end battle kind of deal, like, or like break or return 0 or whatever, right? We're not there yet. That's almost pretty much coding. So this is not exactly a 1-on-1. No, not quite. Closer though. A lot closer. We're getting there. So that does beg the question now. We are ready to, like, if I'm doing this text only, I could basically run this through the console, right? We're pretty much ready to go in terms of, like, programming. Because, while it's not polished, you could, make most of these in itty-bitty chunks as I've divided them up and see if they run. And if they run, they should, in theory, run when you piece them all together into the bigger items. Nice, yes, very nice. Oh boy. So what am I missing here? Oh, that's right. I am missing a lot of math. Yeah, math. And you might be wondering, wait, math? Yeah, let me go all the way back here. All of this, all of these skills, right? these demand a lot of calculations. So I'm not gonna get into all of that quite yet, because I know at the end, at the end of the day, it's just numbers. What we want is an interactive medium first and foremost, and after that is done, I can get boggled down into the smaller details and making that interactive medium a little bit more immersive, right? And that comes down, in this case, it comes down to like how the numbers are crunched. How much damage are you dealing? Is this move really powerful? You know, is this move as powerful as it advertises itself to be, right? Is the money you're expending actually going to help you? Stuff like that. And that all breaks down into a little bit more of the numbers area instead of like the design. And that's where we'll pull out that handy dandy spreadsheet soon. Finally. Okay. So I suppose, oh no, you're right. There's one thing that I'm missing, and that's what language I want to program this in. Oh boy. I'm thinking very, very object-oriented. So, oh man. I want to do, maybe Java. Maybe. I'm not sure. In fact, I'm actually considering JavaScript. Because, while JavaScript isn't exactly object-oriented, it does support, object-oriented programming, which is quite nice. And you can slap JavaScript into HTML, which means I could get this up and running on a web page a lot faster. And because of how JavaScript works, it asks for a lot less in terms of like detecting a key press, because that, I believe, is sort of built in due to how JavaScript and HTML work on a web page. So actually, I might run this on browser. That does beg the question of like, how are you gonna save stuff? And that usually ends up being like we could just give you a file that stores all of your monster data, and like, by all means, go ahead and like edit the values. You can. I'm not gonna enforce any like anti-cheats. If you want to ruin your own experience, but by all means, go right ahead. Open up like, your what is it, monster save.txt, and change your gold value to like 100,000 or whatever. Yeah, it's just gonna be flat out there. You can read it. Alternatively, I could try some funny encryption. I know, like, what was it? Yeah, back in the Flash era, right? That was an option. You kind of played with some game, but you couldn't actually like save it. At best, right? It would be saved into some cookies on your browser, but if you clear those cookies, your save file would be gone forever. And later on, we were able to make accounts that basically stored save files for you instead of like getting ruined by browser cookies. So there was that. But okay, so JavaScript? Maybe. Maybe. I think that's a good start. I'm going to read up on JavaScript then. Otherwise, yeah, C# is a potential, C++ or like C maybe. But I suppose in like terms of ease, we're gonna go with JavaScript. It's gonna be a ride, chat. I'm not that proficient in JavaScript, mind you. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's it's gonna be a learning experience for both you and me. Alright. So I suppose, without further ado, I will see you next time. I've been your not host, and wherever you are, have a good rest of your day. Lots not,